Good afternoon, friends. There is not your regularly scheduled holders video today on account of a technical hiccup with my computer that caused me to lose half of my recording. So what I'm going to do is redo that section later this weekend and release that next week and push the other one back for later. So, here's what I got for you instead. I did this several years ago, but for the new crowd who may not have heard, there is in fact an entire line of Holder's parody stories. That's right, you're getting a bonus creepypasta, crappypasta, Tuesday, but it's a Wednesday, but it's also Holder's. And I'm recording this the morning of the 18th, so it's fresh. I'm doing this literally 45 minutes before I gotta go to work, so we gotta hustle. Okay. So, the ones that were on here, I'll start with the short and favorite one. I love it because it's such early 2000s internet humor, and it is the punchiest Holder story ever written. The Holder of Dick. Simple. Put your hand on the dick. You are now the holder of dick. Short, sweet, to the point. You gotta love it. I don't know why I'm continuing to do this series, honestly. The 90% of the Holder stories are the same tired formula and don't really offer much interesting in the way of what happens within them. But there are a few that break the mold, and those ones I really end up liking. I can't think of any right offhand, but there have been a few that have done clever things with the formula. I like the ones that change the perspective of who is telling the story or what's coming from. I like the ones that kind of focus less on let's make it as gruesome and horrible and sick as possible, and let's try to focus on the outstanding lore of the Holder series. Something that tries to just do more with it than, hey, this is a ridiculous, impossible challenge. These are the horrible things that'll happen to you if you get it wrong. This is your maybe worth it prize. You know, that's formulaic and kind of boring. But I like the few, and I will sit down and review the ones that I've done thus far, and I will find a few favorites, and I'll maybe point those out in a later video. But for right now, back to the parodies. How about The Holder of Fluffy Kittens? In any city, in any country, go to any pet store or zoo you can get yourself to. When you reach the front desk, ask to visit someone who calls himself the Holder of Fluffy Kittens. Should a look of childlike glee come over the added by fur-bearing brick worker's face, you will then be taken into the building. Look, I'm reading it off the Know Your Meme website, okay? You will then be taken into the building, in a long, well-lit windowed corridor. All you will hear is the sound of fluffy kittens meowing, growling, and purring endlessly. It is a language that you do not understand, but your very soul will feel unspeakable happiness. Should the kittens stop making noise at any time, start tiptoeing and be as quiet as possible. You don't want to interrupt nap time. If you do, you'll have to leave. Don't stop for anything, don't go home, don't stay at an inn, just keep moving, sleeping wherever your body drops. You will know in the morning if you've escaped successfully. Or you can just offer them some milk as compensation, that works too. Anyway, after you've dealt with that, continue on. Upon reaching the room, all you will see is a gigantic open-air gazebo with hundreds of cute fluffy kittens huddled in the corners, playing endlessly and cradling something. The kittens will only respond to one question: what happens when you all grow up? They will then stare intently into your eyes and answer your question in horrifying detail. No matter how fluffy the kitten, no matter how cuddly, cute, or playful, all kittens eventually become cats. They will go into excruciating detail over every sofa shredded, every sweater unraveled, every songbird devoured. Many go mad in that very gazebo. Others disappear soon after the encounter, and still others end their lives. But most do the worst thing and make eye contact with one of those kittens. You too will be tempted. Be warned, if you do, your snuggling will be one of cruelty and unrelenting horror. Your death will be in that room by that kitten's paws. That kitten is 0 of 538. They must never grow up. Never. And I read that story as my fluffy kitten Asher is sleeping on the couch next to me. He's not a kitten, he is a 9-year-old cat. He's part Maine Coon, so he is a big chunker. You want to say hi? Meow. Can you say hi in the mic? Meow. Meow. He does not feel like talking right now. Meow. He's a good cat. I don't know what I was hoping to happen there. Asher's just not fucking having it. He's a cat. Oh, goodness. Now, here's one that's a reference to a Weird Al song that I actually rather like. In any city, in any country, go to any hardware store or tool shop you can get yourself and go to. And once there, go to the employee, sigh and awe, and say, "Will you look at all that stuff?" The employee will then proceed to list everything that is for sale. Listen to what he says and do not interrupt, or every tool and instrument noted, every hammer, wrench, every set of pliers will play a part in your drawn-out death. At the end of his listing, ask to see someone who calls himself the holder of everything. Take the key and the employee will give you. Take the key the employee will give you. The employee will ignore you, going back to whatever business was taking up his attention. Use the key to go into the bathroom. It'll be very small and cramped, giving enough space for only the moldy, stinking toilet and one person. Close the door behind you, lock the door, and sit. You will see upon the door various graffiti and writings ranging from the lewdest to the most derogatory. Use a pen that you have brought along and write on the door, "How will everything react to their coming?" For the sake of all that is pure, do not write anything else or do anything else, for the putrid water of the toilet will begin to spill, slowly filling the room until you have drowned in the mixture of water and human waste. You will not be able to open the door at this point. If you have done the simple task of writing the question, the answer will slowly write itself on the door. The writing will detail the anguish of loss and death and hope that follows the eventuality of their coming. All you should hear is the scratching of an invisible pen, writing its unholy message on the door. Should you hear anything else, you must immediately close your eyes and bang on the door, screaming. The sound should cease. Should you not do this, or should the sound continue, failure will entail an eternity of red carnage and gore. When the writing stops, you will be free to leave. Open the door and walk out of the hardware store. Look at the key. The key is object 50 of 538. It'll feel frigid every time you touch it. Should it ever warm, your time is at hand. It's Hardware Store by Weird Al. It's a good song. We got Allen wrenches, herbal feeders, toilet seats, electric heaters. I can't remember further than that. How much of your day have I wasted? 9 minutes. Well, 8 minutes and 30 seconds now. I think that'll do it for now. There is one more called The Holder of Memes. If you want to read The Holder of Memes. What the fuck, I'll read The Holder of Memes. In any city, in any country, go to any internet cafe you can get yourself into. Ask the man behind the counter for the one who calls himself the Holder of Memes. If the man screams, "Do not want," you better GTFO that place. Otherwise, he should ignore you and begin to type something. After a while of typing, he should say, "He's in the back," and give you a key with some words on it or something. When you reach the back of the cafe, there will appear to be over 9,000! I can't do the voice. Doors all around you, but one door will stand out, for it is glowing. Approach that door and should put key in the keyhole and open it. Do you really need directions on how to open a door? You need directions on how to write a fucking sentence. There will be no light. Expect ECXEPT for a glow that is radiating off a small array of computer screens in the distance. Walk towards them. I should have stopped at 3. As you approach the screens, you should hear something shouting "Desu" in the background. You should immediately yell I'm not going to read that. Once you reach the screens, there will be a dude in a chair, yada yada. Holy shit, it's moot. Don't verbalize it, because the other's name, Longcat, comes out of the darkness and eats you. He will only respond to one question: why'd you make this? For the lulz, why else? He will then hand you a flash drive with the entire interwebs on it. After this is truth won't be revealed, you better run before he bans your ass. The interwebs is Object 9001 of 538. How the fuck does that work? Not the strongest piece, even by creepypasta standards. But I do respect, again, it's going for that early 2000s. We grew up with this. This was like, even at the time, for any of you Gen Alphas or Gen Zs out there who are maybe listening to this, maybe many years later, who've stumbled onto it or been shown it by somebody with a lot less time on their hands than you, or more, I don't fucking know, man. It's fucking 10 in the morning. I am not awake yet. We knew it was cringe. We knew that was just the fucking worst. We did it anyway. It was our attempt at capturing some of the absurdism that the internet used to allow for before the internet became 4 sites and a shitload of mobile apps. Anyway, this has been a elder millennial bitching about the internet. Damn kids. I'm not even gonna put any fucking music on this. Hi, Tenzin. I think you're the only person commenting on these right now. I got a few other comments, but hello. This is me talking to you. Nice to see you again this year. Can't believe you fucking listened to this. You spent 11 minutes of your day listening to this shit. Follow me on TikTok, baby. I get people actually viewing stuff there. And that is the final blow to this whole millennial versus Gen A argument, right? YouTube is a dying breed.